Now, in our top story tonight, we did inform you of the Communications Authority of Kenya's decision to cancel the digital licenses issued to the three media houses, that is Standard Group, which owns KTN, the Nation Media Group, which owns NTV and QTV, and the Royal Media Services, which owns Citizen TV. Now, the Media Owners Association are now saying that CAK is being unfair to the leading media houses that own these stations that have been just mentioned. Speaking in response to the Communications Authority of Kenya's cancellation of the digital licenses and the withdrawal of frequencies given to the three media houses, the media owners said it was contempt of court since the matter is before the Supreme Court awaiting determination. The association has said it will challenge the actions before a court of law, including filing a petition before an international court on intellectual property in Paris, France. KTN, NTV, Citizen and QTV have already placed an order for the manufacture of free-to-air set-top boxes with superior modern modifications to include internet and Wi-Fi connections, among other benefits. They have refuted claims that the advertisement, which was running on the 4 TV stations against StarTimes and GoTV, was misleading the country.
The authority has therefore decided to take the following administrative actions. 1. The withdrawal of the temporary authorization granted to the consortium by the three media houses under the consortium identified as African Digital Network. Subsequently, the authority shall repossess the frequency spectrum resources allocated to them with immediate effect.
This is a regulator where, because we are arguing with two foreign-owned pay television stations, the guy decides at the stroke of the pen to decide that he's going to write off our investment of 40 billion shillings and doesn't give a damn. This is also a regulator who is saying that all the money we have now committed to import this set of boxes, to import the transmitters, to import the antenna, to import all the other things that are needed to set up the digital migration infrastructure, can go to waste. Why? Because you guys are fighting with two foreign-owned TV companies. And this guy is on the side of the foreigner. And they are locals. Still, it defies reason. And then, therefore, he says, you guys go home, because that is what this letter is saying. It means that you guys go home tomorrow.
The CAK has had a predetermined position, and that position is to force the mainstream Kenyan media to be carried, or the signal of the mainstream Kenyan media to be distributed by one of two companies, either Signet, an affiliate of KBC and therefore government, or PANG, Pan-African Group, which is a Chinese group that also runs StarTimes. As media, we come from a very independent background, a background that values freedom of the press, a background that values press freedom. And we are saying there is nothing in our DNA that would allow us to be carried by either of those two channels. We are also saying that we would have wished for more honesty from the Communications Authority of Kenya. The CAK has done a major disservice to this country by emerging not as an independent arbitrator, but as a partisan defender of special interests.
We are seeing the altering of Chapter 2 of digital tyranny and dictatorship by withdrawing licenses of these popular TV stations that control 70% of the viewership. We are sending a very wrong signal for the industry. One, at least 600 journalists are going to lose their jobs, including those technical support staff who keep those stations alive. Two, we are going to deny Kenyans access to information. And three, we are going to deny Kenyans, the very Kenyans who pay taxes, a platform in which they can express their views on how they are being governed. But we are saying here, we are prepared for the long haul. Nobody is going to work or wish away the work of the journalists who take time and risk their lives to go to Capedo to get content and air the same content without compensating journalists. It's totally unacceptable, and we are prepared to go up to Paris in the Intellectual Property Court to defend our rights.
So these are the issues that the three media houses are pointing out. They support digital migration, they want to migrate, but they are asking for that license which they've been given and which they now purport to cancel. They are asking for adequate frequencies. There are 52 digital sites in the country. 56, yes. And the three media houses are saying, give us one frequency at each of these sites so that we are able to broadcast nationally. Because you don't want to have a broadcasting house that is not reaching some of the counties in the 47 counties.
And we are saying if we cannot get redress in this land called Kenya about protecting our intellectual property rights, which are recognized globally and for which Kenya is a signatory to those treaties, we'll go all the way to the intellectual property rights court to get our case heard. Because you cannot tell somebody that you produce this content, you spend a lot of money, you give this thing for free.